Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our preview for the Blacklist Season 9, Episode 14. This episode is titled Eva Mason, but to me, this is all about one person and one person only. Panabaker. Panabaker. See?
Panabaker!
That's right.
No,
Okay.
it's so good. She's gonna be back.
All right. There's I may have an irrational amount of either confidence or paranoia that Cynthia Panabaker is involved in something really nefarious on this show. If you haven't seen past videos, we will talk about that in this one, and also what Panabaker's actual story is as opposed to what I'm theoretically writing in my head for this episode. Before we go further though, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We will be back to discuss this episode and potentially how wrong I am a little bit later in the week, so you guys don't want to miss that.
Also, if our sound quality just isn't there today, it's because one of our mics has broken.
Yeah.
It should be fixed before we see you again for, the review on Friday for Blacklist, or if you watch any of our other stuff. We're hoping it's going to be fixed by tomorrow.
Yeah.
So please bear with us for the sound today. And also follow us over on Instagram, Matt and Jess TV.
All right, so let's get right into Panabaker, because this is, to me, the main event here. I was really hoping that we would get something kind of meaty tying her into Cooper or Reddington, but according to the synopsis, which may be intentionally misleading, mind you, Senator Cynthia Panabaker, I'm still not used to calling her a senator, but her daughter-in-law is missing. And it may be a part of a larger pattern of abductions that are going on here that the task force has to look into.
So it's seemingly that she's not really coming back for any of the theories that's been going on here at the channel, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we won't see a little bit of hints sort of dropped. The thing that makes me kind of wonder, maybe she's not really tied into everything, is the fact that her daughter is missing. So if the task force is coming in to help and she's kind of going against Cooper, there wouldn't be kind of that reaching out for help if she does, or them stepping up to help her. I mean, it's odd because it feels like Panabaker can go to anyone for help, and why she would be going to the task force. It's probably because it is tied into this larger pattern that maybe the task force is already working on. But I mean, it could bring in, I hope, just more clarity on what her problem with Cooper actually is. Because when we last saw them months and months and months ago, it was just really bad. And I don't know why.
There's a lot that has not been addressed or talked about here. The theory that I've sort of been having is that Panabaker is the person who is framing and setting up Harold Cooper to some shape or form. And a lot of that stems from what you just mentioned, that conflict that was there between the two of them at the start of the season. And, there's also the crazy rabbit hole that Panabaker somehow found Van Dyke and ordered to hit on Liz, but that's neither here nor there. But with this particular story, I'm about to go really far out there with the theory, but here we go. So, maybe Panabaker, after daughter-in-law goes missing, she recognizes, all right, the task force, maybe it's like he said that they have sort of some intel on this already. Maybe this is a situation that only Raymond Reddington can really dig into. Maybe he just knows the kidnapping, underground here in a way nobody else does. But maybe along the way, Panabaker comes to this realization of, oh no, I believe I made a mistake here. I shouldn't have done this to Harold. And maybe she is going to realize how much she screwed up halfway through this episode, and she's going to try to undo how she has set up Harold, and then she realizes that she can't, and she's got herself in this there predicament, and then she's not going to be able to get any way out of it, and then she's just screwed.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if she's committed to setting him up for a murder to go to jail for the rest of his life, that's not something that she's then going to come to them and be like, oopsie, spaghettios, I made a mistake, I'm going to back this up. Like, it's, I don't know, man. I feel like if she made that choice, she really was like, if I cross this line, I've crossed the line. I can't walk this back, so I better be sure. Okay, I'm sure. I don't know that Harold maybe helping her find her daughter-in-law is going to make her be like, maybe I made a mistake.
I think
I wish it was like that, but this is the Blacklist. This is a very dark show.
No, that's the pie in the sky theory here. I mean, I think even if Panabaker did frame Cooper, she might still need the task force, and she might just still be hoping on the other side of this that they never find out, because I think that's what she's clearly been hoping from all this time. I mean, she got all these other people involved. Apparently, there's like an NYPD detective who was the person who told the bartender to spike the drink in the first place, so maybe she just thinks that nothing is going to be traceable to her, and that it's all going to be okay. But this is all just hypothetical stuff. I mean, what is directly in front of us is we've got a very powerful person in the government who is missing someone that is important to them, and obviously they want it to be taken care of, and they probably want it to be taken care of really discreetly.
Yeah, and I mean, if it is part of this larger ring of abductions that are going, this could be a really interesting case this week.
Yeah.
Because the other thing that they've put in the synopsis is extremely vague, which is just, Red is going to continue on piecing together the mystery of Liz's death. It's just nothing. There's nothing. They haven't given us anything. Like, where is he going next with this? It's got to have something to do with the tracker.
I am, in theory, very excited about this just because I want answers to this story. This doesn't give us any answers to this story. It's like the last we saw with the tracker, Reddington was kind of sort of at the mercy of Aram and the task force who were trying to sort of find the makeup of the tracker and kind of use that to sort of get to, okay, who is responsible for doing this, who could have planted this. I don't know if Reddington's got like some of his own people involved here. Like, you know, is giving Tadashi a call? Like, is there someone else who could be helping him in some capacity?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really get any movement on it the last episode, which I actually kind of appreciated. I didn't want it to be just Aram is looking at this like, this is some technology that no one's ever seen. And then the next episode, he's like, I cracked it. It's just, it needed a breath there so that it can be like, if they're coming back to it in this episode, it feels like an appropriate amount of time has passed that Aram can really come forward and be like, okay, this is what I have found out. Sorry, it's taken me a little while, but this is new to me.
You know, at Six Flags or any of those other theme parks where you go on those roller coasters where your like legs dangle and they put that thing over your head and you just like, put all of that on, everybody, because we're about to go on a roller coaster here.
All right.
You prepare to be disappointed. They are not giving you an answer on Liz's death in this episode. They are not giving you an answer on Liz's death in the episode that follows either. I feel strongly about that. You are going to be on this roller coaster until the finale. Like, episode 15, the one after this one, is titled Andrew Kinnison. Maybe we'll get answers on Cooper in that episode. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I also think that, I think that by the finale, we're going to get answers on one of these stories.
Yeah.
The story I think we're going to get answers on is Cooper. I feel like, for me at least, Liz missing from the show has not been as easy a transition as I think the show thought it might be. I mean, they have brought back in this Liz mystery, which has brought people back in to be like, ooh, here we go. Something that's still connected to everything we were following for 8 seasons. And now we've still got something else that's pretty juicy with the same mystery. I think that if they can find a way to stretch it out through season 10 as well, they will, because the show does that.
Yeah.
But personally, I feel like this particular mystery cannot stretch out for 2 seasons. It just can't.
There needs to be another twist to it. Like, there has to be something else beyond just who planted the tracker. I think, this is not something that can last that long. And they are going to stretch this stuff out like taffy. Like, we're getting all of these like blacklisters in like the hundreds. We're not even touching number 2. They're really clutching on to a lot of that stuff for dear life, and that's probably going to be the case for a while.
Yeah.
The one bit of good news is that it does feel like, and schedules can change, but there's a pretty good chance we're going to have episodes almost straight through to the end of the season. Maybe there'll be a hiatus in late April, early May or something like that, but there's not going to be too many more long breaks. The momentum should carry us through.
Yes.
All right, well, hit that subscribe button. We will be back to discuss Eva Mason, Cynthia Panabaker, hopefully some other really good stuff. I'm not expecting any robots in this episode. You can't.
Oh, goodness.
You never know where a robot is going to show up, though. We have all learned that lesson now.
Oh, God.
So, be
that
prepared.
Episode was something else.
Be prepared. I don't know. All right, well, we will see you guys here next time.